Cruise excursions can add a significant cost to the price of your holiday. So we try and explore the cruise ports on our own without incurring this additional cost wherever we can. But sometimes you just have to book that excursion, either because the activity looks exciting or because the cruise port looks really dull. So on a Canary Islands cruise, where do you go on a cruise excursion and where don't you? We took a Canaries cruise last year, and we're going to help you make the right choices for your Canaries cruise during this video. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. So our Canaries cruise took us to the island of Tenerife, then it went to Palma, then to Madeira, then to Lanzarote, and then to Fuertaventura. So which were the best islands to take a cruise excursion on? So let's start with Tenerife, with the most popular cruise excursion being to the highest mountain peak in all of Spain, Mount Teide, and its fantastic national park, which is a volcanic national park too, with volcanic landscapes all around it. That sounds really exciting, right? Well, we decided to take a walking tour around Santa Cruz de la Tenerife instead. So what was that like? So the cruise ship stopped very close to the city centre, but it is a big sprawling city. And like most city centres, there's a good selection of shops on a high street, as well as a fantastic market. And if the weather's a bit on the warm side, there's an indoor shopping mall. If you don't fancy doing lots of shopping, then the city centre area doesn't take too long to explore. So we decided to explore as much of the city as we could on foot, nearly walking 9 miles during a day. Highlights included Park Garcia Sanabria, and this city centre park is rich in exotic botanical species and some pretty splendid sculpture too. Another highlight was the Palmitum, which provided us with some spectacular views as well as some idyllic oasis settings right in the heart of the city. And Santa Cruz was generally a really pleasant place to explore on foot. So now on to Santa Cruz de la Palma and the beautiful island of La Palma, or La Isla Bonita as it's referred to. So what can you do on this fantastic romantic island where Casanova was famed? Well, it has an active volcano, and so you can take tours onto the volcano. But when we went, the volcano had not long erupted. In fact, it was still billowing smoke. So those tours were cancelled, so we couldn't do those. So there are bus excursions to other places around the island and off-road adventures to the south of the island, away from the volcano, or you can take boat trips. But again, we decided none of that really sort of tickled our fancy, so we decided to do another walking tour. So how did that go? Well, the tourist information office immediately outside the cruise port advised us that if we liked hiking, we should follow one of the Camino trails up to a viewpoint above the city. We didn't really realise at this point what a steep and arduous climb this would be. It was, however, a very rewarding climb through courtyards and squares, and always providing a pretty view across the bay. Coming back down, of course, was a lot easier and a lot quicker. And we have plenty of time to explore the city with its historic town square and its main shopping street lined with bars and cafes, all luring tourists in to enjoy some sumptuous food and wine. The beach with its long stretch of black sand was also pretty amazing, and the Castillo de Santa Catalina also provided some historical interest. So it was a busy but enjoyable day. So now the magnificent island of Madeira, with most tourists taking the cable car from Funchal up to Monte and then getting the fantastically exhilarating toboggan ride back down. That sounds amazing, right? But the queues were horrendous. So we decided not to do that. We undenied about whether to explore the town, and we did do that, but only after we took a motorcycle and sidecar ride out onto the island, out up onto the mountains, and that was amazing. Let me show you. Our guide Nuno collected us directly from the cruise port, and before long we were cruising the main strip in downtown Funchal. We then headed over to the pretty fishing village of Camara de Lobos before heading through banana plantations and up into the mountains. The scenery was breathtaking, and there was plenty of time to stop to take in the gorgeous views. This was a half-day tour, and Nunes took us to a lovely mountaintop coffee shop for some delicious cake and some really strong and fine coffee, but also he took us to Cabo Geral, which is one of the highest cliffs in the whole world. We were back in Funchal to do some more exploring on foot, including the vibrant market, the historic market square, and the very lush and boutique shopping district. Now also, not to forget, in Funchal you can do whale watching. There are some fantastically culinary excursions where you go wine tasting, tasting that lovely Madeira wine and some of the local speciality foods. You can also do off-road adventures, ATVs and boat trips, of course. Madeira is a fantastic place. It's definitely somewhere we're going to go back to. So now Arricefe in Lanzarote, with most tourists taking the bus trip out to the fantastic Mount Timanfaya volcano, where the geothermal activity wonders and amazes everybody who goes there. Now we did that on our honeymoon, a long time ago now, so we decided to give that a miss, and decided that we would take a bit of a walking tour around the town of Arricefe. So how did that go? It's a pleasant walk round the marina and its crystal clear waters before you end up on the waterfront area and the historic Castillo de San Gabriel with its brilliant harbour wall defences. The castle is really worth exploring, and after you're done you can walk further along the waterfront to the Playa del Reducto beach, which provides a really pleasant and quite calm and peaceful swimming area. We spent quite a bit of time here, and it's backed by bars and cafes too. The town centre area has the usual collection of shops. There's also a pretty harbour and marina area lined with bars, cafes and restaurants, and it also has a rather obscure whale skeleton sculpture. So apart from the trip to the volcano, there are also ATV tours, there are trips to nearby zoos, and there's also a coach transfer to the nearby resort of Puerto del Carmen, which is a really popular tourist destination with a fabulous beach. So Lanzarote's got a few things to offer. And now for the final stop on our cruise, Puerto del Rosario in Fuertaventura. Now there were plenty of options there. We could take a trip up to the nearby fantastic beaches at Coralejo, which are miles and miles of golden sand. There's boat trips to the offshore island of Lobos. There were boat trips for whale watching and dolphin watching. There were ATV adventures into the centre of the island. So with all these options, we again decided to take a walking tour around the town. So how did that go? It's a very short walk from the cruise terminal into the main town area. We docked on a Sunday and found the town was completely shut, empty, nothing going on. Even the shopping mall was closed. We did find one bar open, and that did serve us some very tasty sangria. So we decided to take a walk southwards along the waterfront. The nearest beach in the town had filled with cruise passengers, so we walked for about 40 minutes southwards to Playa Blanca. This beach was fine, although it wasn't as nice as the lovely beaches up at Coralejo or indeed in Lanzarote. We were, however, kept entertained by the local population of chipmunks. So at the end of all of this, our strategy for booking a cruise short excursion was to choose an excursion that had a fantastically exciting activity that we really wanted to do, and that was the motorcycle and sidecar trip on Madeira, and it was fabulous. However, did we make good choices on the other islands? Well, Tenerife, well, it was okay, but maybe going up Mount Teide would have been more exciting, so probably should have done that. Now, La Palma, well, actually, we had a really great time there, and it's a great place to walk and explore, so I think the exploring option was the right one. Madeira, again, we did the bike tour, we did the right decision there, it was amazing. Arricefe, Lanzarote, yeah, it was quite good, and it was really nice to have a beach day, and it's quite an interesting town to explore, so I think we made the right choice there. Puerto del Rosario and Fuertaventura, actually, that was quite a dull cruise port, so we probably should have done a cruise excursion there. So, hopefully, that lot's helped you make your ideas up and your mind up for what you want to do when you go on your Canaries cruise. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel.